What to do in a dangerous or embarrassing situation. You're drunk, stoned, tripping, high, whatever, and you need to appear to be not drunk, stoned, tripping, high, or whatever. I can help you. Now, I'm not endorsing the use of illegal narcotics. I'm also not telling you to not use illegal narcotics. All I'm saying is if you find yourself in a position where you have taken something and it has modified how you behave and you need the people around you to not realize that you took that, I have some tips that might help you. Now, they're not it's not a magic wand. It's not going to like, "Oh, I had 12 shots of whiskey and now I can drive thanks to Ben." No. It's just you get maybe 5 minutes of fooling somebody into thinking that you're not drunk, stoned, high, tripping, or whatever. Okay, so we're going to go through each thing as far as how you behave, what you need to do for each type of substance. But first, I'm going to tell you no matter what you took, you probably are about to make the same mistake everyone does when they're trying to seem straight when they're not. And that is you're going to talk too much. So, as little talking as possible is a key thing. What happens is you hear a silence, your brain goes into paranoid mode, you start going, they know, they know, they know, and then you have to talk to prove that they don't know. And you're going to say stupid things and then they're going to know. So as little talking as possible. Remember, if there's a silence, they're being silent too, right? As far as you know, they're drunk or stoned or tripping or high or whatever, and they're trying to hide it from you. So let them be quiet. If they're being quiet, you be quiet. Now, moving on. Each thing. We're going to start with alcohol. If you've been drinking, your primary enemies for being detected are the smell of the alcohol and your complete lack of coordination. Okay, so as far as the smell goes, people will tell you to use mints. Don't use mints. Mints are not going to help you. Mints, in my opinion, a person who takes mints or chews gum when they've been drinking, at most they can what'll let them do is convince you that they've been drinking mint juleps, because the smell of mint and the smell of alcohol kind of go together, and it creates a new smell, a smell of mint and alcohol combined. And they're just going to go, "Why is there minty alcohol here?" What does cover up alcohol, in my opinion? Peanut butter. Coffee does too, but you have to make coffee. But it does have the advantage, if you can slam some coffee, of getting caffeine into your system. But if you don't have time, what you're going to do is you're going to take 2 pieces of bread. You're going to slap some peanut butter on each piece of bread, put them together. You're going to eat a spoonful of peanut butter. Eat the spoonful of peanut butter first, then make the sandwich when I think about it, because you might not have time for both. Now you take a bite of the sandwich. Now when they come in and see you, what they're going to do is they're going to smell the peanut butter first. It's a much stronger smell. Maybe they'll smell the alcohol, but they've got visual evidence of the peanut butter also, because you're holding a peanut butter sandwich. And hopefully what's going to happen, because that peanut butter smell's coming in and backed up by a visual confirmation, that they're literally going to just jump right over the alcohol smell in their brain. You're tricking their brain into not smelling the alcohol. It works so remarkably often. Okay, that gets you past the smell. Oh, if you put a little jelly on the sandwich, that's fine too, if you have time. That's just my preference. All right, now, as far as your coordination goes, okay, so if you sit, that's good, but you've got to make sure you've got a very straight back chair, something that's going to hold you rigid and up while you're talking. If you can't sit up and there, because as soon as you slump at all, if you've been drinking, you're going to tend to just keep slumping, and it gets noticeable. So instead, if you can't sit like that, just stand by a wall. Just be up, eating your peanut butter sandwich, not talking, and listening to conversation. Hopefully it lasts maybe 5 minutes at most, and they go on their way, and they don't realize what you've been doing. Okay, 2, cannabis. You've been smoking weed. Okay, now in this case, the smell can be combated somewhat with mints. So take a mint if you have it, or chew some gum. Gum also is great because your mouth gets dry. You end up doing that stuff. So gum will help get some saliva moving in your mouth so you don't have such bad dry mouth, which is a giveaway. Furthermore, the smell gets in your clothes if you've been smoking too much, so you maybe will want to go change your clothes if you have time. Red eyes are a huge giveaway for weed. You need eye drops for that. There's no way around it. However, if you splash water in your face, cold water, it will tend to jolt you awake, which won't take the redness out of your eyes, but it makes you seem more alert, and people tend to pay less attention to the eyes if you're not like this, if you're not droopy. So that can help. But eye drops are your best bet. Um, you also the when you smoke cannabis, your train of thought tends to last a very small amount of time. Your short-term memory goes to hell, and there's a 2 to 7 second delay between anything that enters your brain and when you have actually processed it and respond. So as a result, you're going to become very thoughtful for this. A lot of these, Now, keep in mind, you're not mm-hmming to what they say. You're just going while you're trying to pay as much attention as they can. It's very hard to do when you're stoned because, well, because your mind keeps wandering and you and you're all over the place. So try to stay focused and just do. And every time they say something, just like hold on, let me think. And things like that. You want to come across like you're very there. And as far as lies go, as far as the eyes go for stone, seasonal allergies can cover up red eyes, but you kind of can't always fall back on it unless you really do have seasonal allergies. I have very bad seasonal allergies, and honestly, throughout my life, 90% of the time when people said, "Why are your eyes so red?" it really was because of my allergies. So, there. But you might not have the benefit of suffering horribly under seasonal allergies to use as an excuse. And similarly, you can just say, oh, I'm sorry, I'm very distracted. I have a big project I'm working on, or something like that. Talking about other things that you're in the middle of doing can make this particular encounter as shorter if you can do it. So that's cannabis. Now we'll move on. If you're doing hallucinogens, shrooms, LSD, something like that, it is very hard to appear straight in that situation. However, okay, two problems. One is, again, your eyes, not redness, but they look like frickin' saucers there. You have the dilated eyes. That's very noticeable to people. So if you can control the lighting, turn it down. Dim lights, of course, make your pupils get more dilated naturally, and it's harder to see them. Furthermore, when you talk to people, don't look them in the eye. Look right about here. That gives you if you look down, it's harder to see that you have dilated eyes if you're looking a little bit down. And if they say anything, you can just say, "Oh, I'm practicing lip reading," or something like that. I mean, that's the best lie I've got for that. But in general, most people, I look at people's mouths all the time because I grew up with deaf parents and it just kind of became a habit for me, and nobody's ever called me on it. So I think you'll be fine. Furthermore, if you're tripping, the world tends to stay in motion. I don't know how to describe it to anybody who doesn't know what they're talking about. If you know what I'm talking about, you know. If shit starts getting too weird, you need to have something to ground you, okay? Keys are good. A coin can be good. Something that you can squeeze hard, and it's going to not going to cause you any harm, but it might cause you a little bit of pain or discomfort, and that can help jar your mind back to, hey, I'm in a real world. This is a real situation, and I can't just go drifting off. So just do that. That's your best bet there. Not a lot more you can do. Fortunately, no smell with these two, with LSD or shrooms. Okay, moving on. You've done opioids of some type. This is the area I am least experienced with. Honestly, I have about zero experience with opioids personally, but I looked it up. Okay, number one, you've got another eye problem. In this case, it's the pupils going the other way. They're like pinholes. Okay, so a brightly lit room will help cover that. Again, don't look people in the eye. If you sit down, you're going to want to stay. You're in fact going to want to nod. So moving is your answer. So stand up. Don't lean against a wall. Don't do anything. Just try to pace. Just come up with a reason why you're nervous would be a good thing. That's why you're pacing back and forth, or claim back pain. Say, hey, yeah, I hurt my back. And when I have a back problem, I like to walk a lot. I find it helps stretch the back and relax it. So I will sometimes in my house just be pacing back and forth if I'm having back trouble. And that will keep you from nodding, which is, of course, going to be the dead giveaway. If in the middle of the sentence you fall asleep, they're going to know you're doing something. Again, I am not endorsing. I'm not saying do it or don't do it. I'm going to let you make that decision, and hopefully you make the right decision. You make a good decision. But if you find yourself in a position where you made a decision and now there are consequences and you need to kind of unmake it for 5 minutes or so, hopefully these tips will help you. Good luck. And that's it. All right, it's 3 seconds. I'm going to